Hi Louise, hi from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. Let's just move these flowers a little bit. There you go. I'm surprised the flowers have survived another day. Another day to tell the tale. I'm just going to go on my live to check I'm there. Yes, I'm there. All good. Who's joining me today live? So if you're watching, hey Mimi, how are you? If you're watching the replay, come along live sometime. Because what I do is I go deeper into the daily read, and then I give readings for everyone. So it's always fun in here. Hello, everybody. So the daily read today, it was all about getting prepared for changes in work, which is really interesting because, and it's about letting things go, letting ways we've been of service to people go so that we can have space for stepping into changes. So we're getting prepared today. But it's really interesting because the Colette Baron Reid card that I've picked out, I picked this out from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms, her deck. And it's the Desert Prince. What does that say? Survival, false promises. But it was upside down. And what she says about this card when it's upside down is this. Don't be fooled by the beauty of the Desert Prince now. You're being faced with a mirage. Sometimes you can't see the truth because your thirst for achievement and recognition may blind you to the true nature of your situation. Perhaps, too, circumstances prevent you from being able to see with clarity. Beware when faced with something that seems too perfect, miraculous, and easy. If you think it's too good to be true, it is. Pay attention to false promises at this time. Don't be swayed by shortcuts and flattery. The best way out of this is to accept that every life has a desert period. Just accept this for now and cross it one step at a time. You'll be led to green pastures and fresh, clean water with divine appropriate timing. Right, so the warning here is that nothing worth having has shortcuts. There's no silver bullets or shortcuts. To any changes in your work is going to require you to change as a person, you to get ready, you to do that inner work to get ready for it, and then to take the action steps toward it. There's a lot of bullshit marketing out there, pretending that we can just like wish things and then it just happens with ease, and there's no work involved. Hey, Rhonda, how are you? And there's no work involved in it, and it's just not true. People say that kind of stuff to sell you that program. It's not true. There's always work involved to get to something. And so this is saying, don't be fooled by that. The Desert Prince in that case is those marketers. And it just doesn't happen, you know. Our lives unfold. And yeah, our higher self leads us to the easiest way to it, but there still is work involved. There is. And we all know that, don't we? Because we can't find these silver bullets, we can't find these shortcuts because they don't exist. And so when people promise us those shortcuts and it doesn't happen, we just get sucked in and it's not good for us. And so this is about knowing, and of course it's said about that, the desert period as well. When stuff isn't happening, we've got to embrace that, right? That's part of the change. And that's what the daily read was all about. So the daily read, this is for the 19th of February. If you're watching the replay, I'll pop a link for it up there so you can watch that and come back to this to get more information on it. But if you're here live, then just watch it after this. So let's go deeper into the daily read, because I think that's a really important message. You know, sometimes we can, this world of instant gratification that we've got now, that we get from like having the internet, you know, being able to get information like that. And often it's a lot of rubbish information that's out there. I know there's so much information out there, but there's a lot of rubbish out there. So let's go deeper. Is there anything else that our guides wants us to know about today? Welcome everyone that's here for the first time. So I do this almost every day, unless I feel like staying in bed or unless I feel like going training in the morning, because I do Muay Thai training. So after I've gone deeper into the daily read, I'm going to do readings for you all, so stick around for that. Right, so we've got empowering ourselves and play. So this desert period, things aren't happening. We're being asked to let go of the way that we've been of service, even if it's something that we really enjoy, because it's going to come back around again if we do that. If we let go of it, it's going to come back around again if it's right for us. And so in this desert period, when stuff isn't happening work-wise, this is, then just play instead. Use your time to enjoy yourself. It's great news. And being empowered in that, it's about understanding the flow of the universe. If things aren't flowing in work at the moment, play. Play instead. Hey Mal, how are you? First time here, awesome. Be grateful for any messages from my dad who passed away. Oh wow. I do mediumship readings because that's what you're talking about, but I don't do the free on here. These intro readings that I do on here, they're just mini readings and it's from your higher self. Because my process is slightly different for the mediumship readings, so they are available on my website, behealing.com. Mel, but welcome. Okay, also today, here we go. Allow ourselves to have time alone. It's a slow day today. The energy is slow today. I'm talking about Wednesday, the 19th of February, which it is for me already. I know a lot of you are still in Tuesday. So this is all about tomorrow for you. Slow energy today. And you can play, allow yourself time alone, allow things to be slow. It might be a good day for watching films and stuff like that. But just allowing that slowness, because it is a preparation. When we make space, it's a preparation. It's like meditation. It's like sitting in meditation, being okay about that, being okay that a day is about that, about getting in tune with your higher self instead of pushing forward. Especially when Mercury is in retrograde, right? It's a time to go within. It's not a time to do stuff outside of ourselves. We've got to be okay about that. And this is about moving away from seriousness and into having a good time, taking the pressure off ourselves. The universe isn't asking us to be serious and to work all the time. But we can do that to ourselves. We can say that to ourselves. Say, no, I shouldn't have a good time. There's things to do. And that's not going with the flow, because the flow today isn't about work. It is about work, but it isn't. It's about stepping away from the work so that changes can come about. Interesting. Flying through these messages today. And respect that it's a preparation time. Yeah, respect. This is about respecting the inner work. So if you don't know about Mercury retrograde, when it goes into retrograde, things in the external world can start going wrong if we're overly focused on them. If we're trying to make stuff happen in the external world, it just doesn't work, because that's the universe saying, that's not where the flow is right now. The flow is in the internal stuff. I don't know about anyone else, but I've been having wild dreams the last couple of nights with very important messages for me. And so my time today, it will be after this. And yesterday was spent thinking about those dreams, thinking about that dream that I had the night before anyway, and I'll be doing the same today. And what it means to me and why my subconscious is saying that stuff to me, because it had really important messages about my past in there. So respecting the time when you're being prepared for changes rather than always wanting to take action steps. So respecting this inner time of inner work. And if you want to know more about that Mercury retrograde, I've put up a Mercury retrograde video for each star sign on my YouTube channel, so check that out. If you're watching the replay, I'll put a link for it up there. So just be careful. Don't rush ahead. Allow the desert period to be the space, because the universe can fill a space. It can fill voids. But when we're too busy, when we're trying to fill up our lives, it doesn't happen. Use this time wisely for the inner work. Or play. play to take your mind off it. If there isn't inner work to do, if you just have to let go of the service that you've been that isn't working at the moment, isn't flowing at the moment, then just play and allow yourself time alone. Allow yourself this space. Move away from the seriousness and trying to do all the time so that you can have a good time instead. And respect this time of inner work, this preparation period, the gap. Respect the gap. Mind the gap. There we go. That's our day. Interesting. So I wonder when these things are going to move forward. When the work stuff is going to move forward, because that's what the daily read said. It's all in preparation for changes in our work. So maybe what you've been asking for is coming about, but there needs to be this inner work and gap before it can come about. So just watch out if you've been thinking that you need to do stuff for other people all the time and just on that treadmill kind of thing. You keep on going because you have been doing it. This is calling you to jump off that treadmill or stop spinning those plates. Those people that spin plates on top of poles? Stop spinning the plates. Let them fall. It's okay to take that break to see what's coming next. And also get in tune with your higher self as well, which of course is what we're doing today, right? So let's do readings for you guys. Who wants a reading? Who's up first? Just pop up a message. I'll do Mel first because you've already messaged me there. Coffee. And then Rhonda. It's nice to see new people here. It rained all day yesterday, but I still went training in the afternoon because I had to get out of the house. Like those rainy days are really nice, aren't they? I was, just puttering around in here. Tried to watch a movie, but I wasn't interested in it. And then, I was listening to podcasts and it was good. But then it got to a point where I'm just got to get out of the house. Hey, Leslie. Okay, Mel. Relax. Okay, so you've got a bit of, you've got a bit of, not hyper, worry kind of energy. Worried that you need to be doing something else, that you can't trust your intuition, that it's like your intuition is coming through loud and clear, but you're not trusting it. Maybe your intuition is saying, take a break, don't do anything today. And you're like, but I can't relax. There's lots to do. I've got to move ahead. There's things that I don't have. I've got to push for them. That kind of thing, Mel. And this is saying, no, you can trust your intuition. Remember, your higher self knows the easiest path to what you want, the easiest path to what you need. And if your intuition is saying, relax, take it easy, then the time isn't right to push forward. So anything that you're doing if you're responding to that worry energy that you've got, it's not going to work anyway. So what's the point? So, yeah. Right. And also, Mel, use this time off, this quiet time to soothe yourself. This is something big from your past that you're blaming yourself for. You wish you'd have done it different, or you wish you could have done it different. And in fact, you couldn't have done it different. Something that didn't work out the way that you wanted it to work out. I'm feeling like it's relationship stuff, this. I'm not picking up that it's romantic relationships. It could be family relationships or friendships or something like that. But yeah, you wish it could have worked out differently. You wish you could have done things differently, but you couldn't have done. It went the way it went because of the people involved in it, where you were all at, not just you, where they were at too. You can't change other people. You can't fix everything. You don't need to fix everything, but you're blaming yourself for that. So whatever's popping up in your mind now, Mel, I called you Yell. Mel, whatever's popping up in your mind now, it's about that. And this is to love yourself through it. So even though it went like that, love yourself anyway. Give yourself a hug, say, that's not what I wanted to happen. It's not what I intended. I wish I could have fixed it, but I realize now it's not mine to fix. I don't need to blame myself for it. Lots of people involved in it, I'm hearing. Lots of patterns involved in it. It's not all on you. You have your part in it, but you're taking way too much of the burden of it. Love yourself through that. Love yourself even though it happened. Accept that it happened. Accept that it was right to happen that way. and love yourself anyway. Check out my Mercury retrograde video as well. There might be something in there for you, Mel, for your star sign, your sun sign. Okay, Rhonda, what does your high self say? Yeah. Okay, Rhonda. You're welcome, Mel. Rhonda, this is like you're taking the back seat. It's like you're getting in the car of your life and you're always getting in the back seat instead of getting in the driver's seat. Yeah. It's like you're getting in that car because you want to go somewhere, but you're never getting in the driver's seat. Hey, AP, how are you? I am good today, thanks. Rhonda, you're wanting this transformation in your life, but you're not getting in the driver's seat. You're not taking control of your life. You're not saying, okay, I'm going to do this now. You're not getting to that mindset of, I'm going to do it. You're not empowering yourself in that way. You're not supporting yourself to do it. Supporting yourself is like being around the right people, listening to the right things to give you motivation, to make you feel good, to know that you can do it. That kind of, you need to get more motivated to get in the driver's seat of your life, because you can have that transformation that you want, but it's not by being a passenger. So maybe you're taking this stance, Rhonda, of surrender to the universe and just kind of waiting for it all to happen for you. But your life is yours. You're the creator spirit in your life, and it does take action. It takes you being in an energy of, I'm going to do this. If you think about all like people that do things in the world, people that do big things in the world, they, as an example, I'm not saying that this is what you want to do, because I'm not picking that's true, Rhonda. I'm picking you want a transformation, or like a personal transformation. It's not like a big thing. But if you think about people that do big things in the world, like Elon Musk, like Richard Branson, those kind of people, they do, like Oprah, they do big things, and they do it from this very empowered place of, they're going to do it. They've got some kind of mission to do, right? And even if it's a personal transformation that you want, right, rather than making some huge empire in the world, even if it's personal transformation you want, you've still got to be in that mindset of, I want this, I deserve this, I'm going to have this. Even if it's an internal change, it's like getting into that state that you're going to do it, You're going to do it. So you're going to do whatever it takes. And it's like, higher self, lead me there, lead me there. That's how I've done it. That's how I do it. So Rhonda, you've got to leave the past behind to be able to get into that motivated state. This feeling that you're not innocent, like you lost your innocence somehow. You didn't. Nobody ever has. And you need to get out of that mindset. It's like a kind of victimhood mindset, but it's that you've lost your innocence, and you haven't. You just let that go, let that be completed, let that old story go. And get in the driver's seat, Rhonda. You need some help with that. If you need like guidance from your higher self to move forward on that, go along to behealing.com, check out my readings, because they're really powerful. Like, especially when people do the year-long program that I do with the weekly readings, people change their lives completely when they're in that program. So cool. You're welcome. Leslie's up next. Oh, this came up in yesterday's, and I think it was the 18th of February. Read. Or it could have been the weekly read, I can't remember which. But here you go. Leslie, you can have what you want. I'm feeling like you've been asking the universe, or writing your manifestation list or something, writing your wishes down over and over again. And it doesn't seem to be hearing you, but it is hearing you. The the warmth card, it's about opening your heart. It's about feeling the warm and fuzzies. You know, when you feel loved and when you're feeling loving and everything's flowing, it's like you're receiving stuff. And you might say, well, I don't feel that because I'm not receiving the stuff that I want. But this is saying that open-hearted state, which you can get into by noticing the things that you are receiving, because we always are receiving, even if it's just breath. And looking outside at nature, we can get into that state. And by giving, of course, by giving love, we can get into that state of the warm and fuzzies. And when you're in that state of the warm and fuzzies, open-hearted, that kind of feeling loved, feeling loving, that's when universal energy is flowing through you. That's when things can flow to you. So that's good advice for everyone, is however you can, get yourself into that state of the warm and fuzzies. Leslie, and then you'll get what you want. So if you've been finding that you seem to have a block to receiving, if you seem to have a block to allowing the universe to give you what you want, that's what it's all about, is getting yourself into this open-hearted state, however you can. And you've got blocks to that. Right, Leslie. So there's some healing to do, because you got a block to allowing yourself joy. You've got like a glass ceiling on your joy level. We all do. We've all got like an up to the level of joy that we'll allow in, or the level of abundance that we'll allow in, the level of love that we'll allow in, the level of good things that we'll allow in. We've all got that. And you know when you are reaching that glass ceiling, when you're going to break through it, because that's when we do things like we cry when something good happens. That's when we've just gone beyond the level that we've had for a long time. And so, yeah, Leslie, you need to heal this block that you've got to feeling joy. There's some reason that you're holding yourself back from feeling a lot more joy in your life. Trying to be grateful for everything. Blocks to receiving. Yeah. And sometimes gratitude, I'm not a big fan of the gratitude thing, just because in me, it can be like settling. It can be like settling for scraps. That when I think about gratitude, when you're not getting the stuff that you want, and then you're being told to be grateful, I don't know, that just doesn't put me in a very good energy at all. It doesn't make me feel the warm and fuzzies. Does it you? I can force myself to do it, but I'm still feeling a bit resentful when I'm not receiving the stuff that I want. So gratitude, it doesn't really do it for me. I find it makes me a bit more resentful that I'm not getting what I want. Even if I'm focusing on stuff that's good, the little things that are good. In the back of the mind, I've still got this demon on my shoulder going, yeah, but that stuff that I need and I want isn't here. And I'm not grateful for that. And that's the thing too, Leslie, is you don't override negative feelings. Negative feelings are important feedback, are emotional. Our emotions are guidance. And negative emotions are saying something needs to change here. If you think about it, if you're walking down the street and then someone is screaming at a little child and the child's really scared, we get an anger response, right? And that's because something needs to change. We get negative emotions when we need to make a change. So maybe you need to step up and step in that situation. But then more subtly, when stuff isn't going right in our life, we're not getting what we want. We're not just meant to override that bad feeling, pretend it doesn't exist, and try and paste gratitude over the top. That doesn't help. We've got to actually face those negative feelings. It's right. Yeah, this isn't happening for me and it's making me feel bad. That's because something has to change. Yeah. When we do that, that's loving ourselves, when we're actually recognizing the negative emotions, listening to them, saying something's got to change here. And sometimes that can be a scream to the universe too. Something's got to change here. I've had enough of this. Something's got to change. Anyway, just my thoughts on gratitude, because I've seen in myself and I've seen in clients too how that gratitude, that teaching of gratitude, for some people it works great, but for some people like me, it doesn't. It doesn't. You can't get past the truth, right? And it's so important to be truthful, especially around our feelings, right? Because we've got society trying to teach us, especially men, but trying to teach everyone to ignore your feelings, just be logical, ignore your feelings, keep going, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. And that's really bad advice. And then you've got like law of attraction teaching saying the same thing, like pretty much just ignore your negative feelings, paste it over with happy feelings, put a smile on your face. Like, no, don't do it. Leslie, yes, I can understand that. I guess I'm trying to notice more beautiful things around me and do more of what I enjoy. Yeah, and do that in that so that you feel the warm and fuzzies. Do whatever it takes to feel the warm and fuzzies. This is probably why you're being told that by your higher self, Leslie, because that's a better approach, this warmth thing. Whatever will make you feel the warm and fuzzies, rather than trying to put a smile on your face, and rather than trying to feel joy, because you've actually got a block to joy. You're not allowed. There's something to heal there. You might want to get a biggest block reading, Leslie. My biggest block readings, I think they're still $20 off. I think I put that discount on ages ago, and I was going to take it off, and I've never got around to it. But yeah, if you go on BeHealing.com, biggest block readings. That's 3 pages, and it will go into that, like what it is and how to heal from that. How you're stopping yourself from experiencing joy. Hi, I'm Nisha. Yes, you can ask a question. Go for it. If anyone else is there and wants a reading, just pop up a message saying me. So I get in touch with your higher self, so your soul, your spirit, your inner self, whatever you want to call it. You're welcome, Leslie. So yeah, my website is BeHealing.com. I get all my readings out within 24 hours as well, because I'm super speedy, and this is all I do, and it's all I've done for like 18 years. Mixed in with other things. Oh, Empress Nisha, what advice do you have for my living situation? Okay. Okay, I'm picking up your living situation. Like this, you're giving more love than you're receiving. Flowers are in the way. You give more love than you're receiving. You're not realizing that you deserve much better. You know, I was saying before, since Mercury went in retrograde, I've been having dreams, like really significant dreams. The dream the night before last was, it was crazy. It was, something had happened to me, and then this guy came in and was taking care of me. And then when I was better, he actually didn't do anything for me, and he wasn't offering me anything, but he decided that he was going to be in a relationship with me, that we were going to be partners. And then he was living with one of my ex-housemates, and so he went to tell her, and it was like I didn't have any say in it. I was going along with it. It was such a weird dream, a weird situation. And I was thinking about this, and I was talking to some friends about it, saying, why do you think, friends that really know me, like, why do you think this has come up, this dream? It shook me a bit. The dream shook me a bit. Anyway, I picked out a card. I asked my higher self, and then I picked out a card. Like, why? What message am I supposed to be getting out of this? And it was all about blindly trusting people. Blindly trusting the universe and blindly trusting people instead of being discerning. And I'm picking up the same kind of information about you, Nisha, is that you're out of balance. You're loving everyone else, and you're accepting the scraps, or you're accepting so little. And even if you get a little bit, maybe you're super grateful for it. This is another way, Leslie. This is another way that gratitude practice can backfire, is when we get handed the scraps by someone or the universe, and then we're super grateful for it. And it's just like a settling energy. Yeah, you've got to be firmer in knowing that you deserve much better. You deserve balance. You deserve as much back as you're giving out. So don't keep yourself in these situations, Nisha, where you're giving out more love, you're not here to do that. You're not here to be a one-way street giving out love to people that don't have it within themselves. You're not here to do that. In fact, people that don't have it within themselves, that can't give it out, they don't recover from that. They don't learn from that by being showered with love by someone else. You might have noticed that. They don't. They recover from that by the opposite, by them getting the repercussions of what they're doing. And so that they will open their heart and start giving love, and then they start receiving real love back that they deserve. It's about deserving. It's all about deserving. And so in a way, Nisha, these people that are around you, they've got the same problem as you. It's about deserving. They won't give it to you. They can't. You've got to go to people that can. You're going to the wrong people because you've got the same vibe as them. You've got the same, I don't deserve better. So you've got to take a step back from them all, Nisha. Excuse me. Take a step back from them all. Stop giving to those people. It might be that you need to be by yourself for a while. Completely. I did when I was in that situation. I had the same thing. I had exactly the same thing. I kept on, and we do, as healers, as givers, as people that are great at loving, we get into these situations because we're like magnets to people that don't have stuff inside of themselves, want to take it from someone else. We're magnets to them. And then we need to stop that and realize that we're doing it to ourselves. We're choosing these people. We're not meaning to. But put us in a room of people, and if there's like 100 people in there and there's 5 narcissists in there, we will get drawn. We will be attracted to those narcissists or those people that need healing, those people that aren't loving themselves, and we will go and try and help them. All right. Yikes. You keep being homeless. Right. So you need to find that home then, that home within yourself. You need to get really secure on that, on your self-love, on the home within yourself. Meditate on that, Nisha. You need to get really secure in that first and start doing things for yourself. Don't look for those things outside of yourself. This is about being like, you got to be independent. You got to be like, when I learned self-love, because I was clueless to self-love, I didn't know how to do it. And people would say, oh, just love yourself. And I'm like, how? What do you actually do? And I learned how to listen to the little girl that was locked inside my heart, the little hurting girl that was locked inside my heart. I learned to take care of her and give her what she needed. And then I learned that it was my responsibility to take care of myself and to, and I kind of stepped into my power that way. I started giving things to myself. And then when you do that, it's like you're respecting yourself, you're loving yourself. Then the right people start coming in, right? And for me, what happened was I stopped hanging around with all the people that I was hanging out with, because I was drinking all the time. I was going out, and I was hanging out with people, alcoholics, people with massive problems. And although I was receiving something from them, it wasn't what I really wanted. They weren't really supporting me in my life. So I backed off from it all. I realized, backed off from it all, from all of those people. And then all I was doing then was just looking after myself, just doing my business, being at home, eating healthy food, exercising. I just went back to basics for myself, looking after myself, nothing else. And during that time, and it took quite a few months, it wasn't a short process, but after about 6 to 8 months of doing that, it was actually in the places where I was exercising where I suddenly started to notice people that had always been there, but I wasn't open to them before. And I started opening up to them, people that were looking after themselves too, people that would look after me and are looking after themselves, people that are loving themselves, that have got it in themselves to love me too. And they were always there. And I had noticed them before, but I wasn't open to them before. And that's what happens is when you do that. Yeah, so you've got to get that firm foundation within yourself first. Maybe you're trying to push ahead too fast, Nisha. Leslie, you ended a relationship like that. Yeah. And it doesn't surprise me that I attract people. They've got the same stuff going on that I've had. AP. Okay, AP. What have you got going on, AP? Oh, different energy for you. AP, you've got communicate. You've had an idea, need to communicate it. Maybe someone can help you with that. Sometimes it's good to keep our ideas to ourselves while we're getting clear on it ourselves, especially if you've got like negative people around you. But AP, you've had an idea and it's time to communicate it to other people now, because I think I'm hearing that there's people that can help you in that. And you don't need to do it yourself. You don't need to do it all yourself, because that's overwhelming. When we think that we need to do everything ourselves, so say you've had an idea for a project and then you're like, oh, but I'll have to do it all myself, otherwise I'm not worthy, or something like that. You know, it's not worth anything unless I do everything myself. That's overwhelming. It will stop you from actually taking action on it. And you don't need to do that. You can get support from other people. You can get help from other people. You can co-create with other people. So yeah, release guilt for, this is like the other side of the independence thing. Maybe you've got this idea that you always need to be independent. You don't. You don't need to always do things for yourself, AP, to prove yourself in some way, to prove worthy, maybe. Yeah, it feels like a business idea. It feels like something like that. Is that the idea that you've had, AP? Maybe, Nisha, maybe it's just, I just read you, the other message you put up there. Maybe just get back to basics, Nisha. Just like get yourself a job first. Go back to basics. Make your life really simple. Build on firm foundations. IP. Yeah, well, tell someone about it. Co-create. Hi, talent seeker. No armpit farts today. Does it stop you from typing farts? You're funny. Anyone else want a reading? I picked my cards out for the day. You're welcome, AP. Yeah, and so now I've got to look into the dream that I had last night, which was less confronting, but it still was a bit weird. It still was a bit weird. Do some inner work on that. So thanks everyone for coming along. Thanks for your subscribes and your likes and all of that good stuff. Check out behealing.com, my website. All my stuff's on there. Get a reading if you want more help from your higher self or deeper help from your higher self. My readings, you might have noticed, it's about the inner work, but it's very practical. I like to help people. I know how to do them, talent seeker. Thank you everyone for coming along. Might be here tomorrow. Might want to go training in the morning instead, because this is always at the same time as my training. You're welcome, Leslie. It's nice doing this. I like doing this. I do like doing it, connecting with you all and showing you what I can do. It's my favorite form of advertising what I do. And my videos too. I like doing that. Thanks, AP. You have a great day or night. I can never remember where people are. I'll see you all next time. And check out my Mercury retrograde video. And my other videos, of course. Bye.